Hey y'all, my name is Kristin and I'm back with another video. I'm sorry if you hear any noise in the background. Those are my kids. They are watching TV. But anyway, I just wanted to hop on and say hey and to kind of talk to y'all about something. Let's talk about pandemic babies. Yes, I have two pandemic babies, and my definition of a pandemic baby is a a baby that was either a child that was either a tiny baby or a small baby when the pandemic first started, or a baby that was born while we were in the middle of the pandemic. So my oldest was born January of 2020. He everything started off perfect, or I'm not gonna say perfect, but it started off really good. And I was getting all prepared to bring him out into public. Well, because I'm one of those, I guess I had old school training thought, as in, oh, I'm not gonna bring my baby out until he's 2 months. But anyway, I remember hearing about it like around February-ish, but just like most things on the news, I kind of just take it with a grain of salt. And then in March rolled around, we heard a few other things about it. And mind you, I was on maternity leave at work, and I had all of the plans on going back to work because I taught Head Start that year. And then I would say, I think it was maybe either March 13th or the 16th, somewhere around there, I remember getting a robocall from my school board saying that school's gonna be out for 2 weeks. School's gonna be canceled. And I was like, okay, what's going on? Then I think, was it March 23rd or the 24th? I remember our state could declare we were in a state of emergency, so we were on lockdown at that point. And on the 24th was when my son got his shot, so I was like, oh, come on. I was so ready to go out, and I was like, okay, this is going to be brief. And of course, as we all know, it was not brief. So I never really got to experience bringing my baby out, bringing him to the store, shopping with him, just having visitors over at our house. We really just never got to experience that. And we had our kid, we lived, just in this world of being on lockdown. We all know what quarantine looked like. Well, later on that year, I'm sorry, my husband was, leaving out of our room, but anyway, I forgot where I was at with my story, but anyway, we had our kid, and then when he was 9 months old, I found out I was pregnant again, 9.5 months old. And it was like, whoa. And at this time we had just relocated because we got hit. I lived in Lake Charles, and we got hit with Hurricane Laura, and our apartment got messed up. So we moved back home, and I had just started working at my new school, and boom, I'm pregnant again. And I was like, okay, let's maneuver this, because I know I have some friends who had kids in 2020, and their husbands may not have been able to be in the room with them, or they might have been on lockdown in the hospital, or just various things. Well, I was kind of concerned about that, and then I thought, well, maybe things will kind of be a little settled by the time I have my second. Well, I had my second July of 2021. Now, we were still in the middle of a pandemic, but it wasn't as intense as it was in 2020. We only were allowed 2 visitors at a time in the room. And my oldest was able to come see his little brother, which was great. And I was so grateful to be able to see him too. But it wasn't as locked down. Like, my husband was able to leave and come back, and so that was the good thing. He was able to go get food or whatever the case was. So I was very, very grateful about that. But I just wanted to talk about life with pandemic babies. Me as a first-time mother, and in the middle of a pandemic, it's like, of course, we want to keep our children safe. We want to do everything that we possibly can do to keep them safe. So I was like, limited visitors were, at my house, and we just didn't go anywhere. Like, my oldest didn't go anywhere for the first time, like actual store, until he was almost 2. It was at the end of 2021. And I don't know, but I just know that, just from my experience, and this is just me speaking, because I know people do different things that's for their family, but for my family, that is just what I felt was okay to keep my kids safe, was to keep them in, was to keep them home, was to keep them just limited visitors at a time. And I don't know, but I just want to say, please give parents of pandemic babies grace, because I know for myself, sometimes I feel pressured, and I'm not saying that people make me feel this way. That's just me internally. I feel a little pressured to a certain degree, because I'm invited places, my kids are invited places, and it's like I don't know. It's just, I get nervous still, and we're in 2023, and I still get nervous, and just bringing my babies out, because I'm not used to it. I didn't really get that practice when they were small, because we were still at home. So I just want you to understand, please give these parents grace. And also, when you see children in stores, or because my baby, my youngest, he will, he's kind of okay in stores. He's mellow, but my oldest is like overstimulation. But he likes it, but then it kind of gets a little much for him. And I remember I had a lady comment to me because he was crying. He was looking for me. He was looking, because me and my husband, sometimes we split up in the store so we can, divide and conquer, basically, and hurry up, so we can hurry up and get out when we have the kids. And he was like, if he was with my husband, he was hollering for mama, and when he was with me and my husband walked away, he was hollering daddy, and he was just having a hard time in the store. And I remember a worker was like, "Oh, is he sick?" And I was like, "No." "Oh, he must be spoiled." And I'm like, I mean, okay, if my baby is spoiled, but you ain't got, like, just, it just kind of made me feel a way. And maybe I'm tripping, I really don't know, but I did feel a certain way. So I just want y'all to know that if these parents may not attend an event with their children, and their children was born in the middle of the pandemic, and especially first-time parents, please give them some grace, because I don't know, it's just, for me, like I said, I still get anxiety when it comes down to bringing my kids out. And I'm just now really starting to branch out and bring them places. Like, we just started going back to church at the beginning of this year, because we knew it was important. Like, my husband and I were both raised in church, and we just always went to church until the pandemic, and we were ones that watched church online. And it's just, we're just now getting back into the church. So we're really trying to get our kids back, or not back, but our kids acclimated into being into the world. And we're trying to get acclimated being back into the world. So I just wanted to say, please extend parents grace. That's really all I had to say. That's really all this video is about, is just to discuss just my experience being a parent to pandemic children. So yeah, but that's all I have. If you like this video, please like it, hit the like button. And again, if you want to come on this journey with me, and building my YouTube and building our community here, and just to talk about God's grace and God's mercies, and just Jesus and my life of being a parent, wife, and a teacher, and all those other things, just come on a journey with us. I would love to have you here. So until next time, y'all have a wonderful day. Bye.